ghosts, actually.
Which, yeah, all the more reason not to be afraid of them.
All right, we're live. And we are back. Welcome back to another edition of Splitting Hairs with Max, Nicky, and Nickon. As usual, I'm Max.
I'm Nicky.
And I don't really remember how this goes. I'm Nickon. And together
we're Max, Nicky, and Nickon.
Wow, you just threw another curveball at us.
Really threw you guys off there. I apologize.
Really threw us off. I was
rhythm.
like, Nikon's got to know. How would he easily forget to say Nickon? I mean, come on.
What is he being silly over here?
It's been probably a month and a half since we recorded because we've had a lot of traveling going on, weddings and such and
such, yeah.
But we did release an episode 2 weeks ago. Anyway, but it's good to be back, guys. How's everybody doing?
Are you asking us, the audience?
Yeah, I am asking.
You can't ask the audience. What do we? I really forget how this works.
Newlywed Nickon.
That's right.
Here.
Check it out. I'm married.
Nickon Hamachi Anderson, perhaps, or
perhaps, who knows? It's 2023. But no, that's not going to happen. We're keeping our respective last names because who needs to deal with all that paperwork? That's just absurd.
Or are you going to go by? Are you both going to go by Marika now?
It's just sure, yeah. Because
what if you took the first name? What if you took the first name?
You both take the first name, but you keep your last name.
Right, exactly. That's funny.
That's something. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I would. Yeah. Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't. I was just merely joking around.
Okay. Nice.
I was
another congratulations are in order here. Nickon shaved his facial hair.
Yeah, which I do. I do that. And congratulations to you two for not.
I know.
I was going to mention it.
That's not on purpose, though. That's just
have such facial hair anxiety. I love it.
We got to record a couple of videos later tonight, and we definitely have to shave before that.
Well, there you go.
This is a murder mystery, and this will be the facial herring. Wait,
facial red herring
is what you meant. Facial herring. Something like that.
Hey guys, if you are tuning in for the first time, or tuning in for not your first time but haven't rated and reviewed us,
or
yet,
tuning in for the last time,
make sure.
Yeah.
On whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on or watching us on, make sure to hit that subscribe button, rate and review us, give us a follow. It really helps build up our own followership, and hope you continue enjoying future episodes down the road,
or start enjoying it at some point.
Right? Did you get a haircut too?
I did. I got a haircut.
Sorry, it's a little hard to tell right now, but yeah, I can see the sides were done.
Yeah, I got a haircut. I was about due for it. I'm sick of having long hair. And so now
but it was wild.
Wait, so you don't have your hair in
I do, but it's just I've cut around the sides a lot, around the back.
Oh wow! How about that?
Yeah, revolutionary.
Cool. Do we want to do some station business, Max?
Station business. Okay.
We got a couple things to announce. We have the 6-year anniversary of Vintage Basement with Max and Nicky coming up this Thursday, September 21st,
2023.
We're bringing it back to where it all started, under St. Mark's Theater in the East Village. It'll be at 8 p.m. You can
8 p.m.
Yes. Grab your tickets at maxandnicky.com or frigid.nyc, but maxandnicky.com might lead you to the links a little bit easier. It's going to be a blast. We've got Joe Firestone on the show. We've got
Bonnie McFarlane.
We've got Eudora Peterson, and we've got magician Christian Cadrigal.
Nice.
So that should be a lot of fun, guys.
And we got
heavy hitters.
Nicky.
Of course. Is there a delay?
so
I feel like there's a
it's gonna be lot of
delay.
fun. What's that?
Are you guys? Is there a delay? Like,
I don't think so. I think that's just Nicky was slow to get to the
All right.
point, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's because my my headphones weren't working for a second, so I was adjusting that.
okay.
But yeah, guys, grab a ticket if you want to come out to what is sure to be a most entertaining night.
A most excellent adventure.
Excellent night of entertainment. Also, if you're not already aware, Max and I, we have our band released a new EP last month.
Yeah.
A month
How are the
ago,
listens going there?
yesterday, from our band Silhouette City. The EP is called Who Do You Want to Be?
You can listen to it anywhere you listen to music. That's Spotify,
Apple Music,
Apple Music, Amazon Music, whatnot, and what it
SoundCloud,
was.
Bandcamp. You can purchase the album if you want on Bandcamp or on Apple Music. And please do check it out. It's got all those influences that we've talked about in past episodes. The Beatles, the Beach Boys, Antonio Carlos Jobim, Harry Nilsson.
And I'm afraid not. Well, I'm not afraid, and not the Rolling Stones.
You're not gonna find an ounce of Rolling Stones in any of it. How are listens
I
going?
will say, well, there is a Rolling Stones song I've been getting into a lot lately. Although I've been getting into a cover of, or not a. It's a song that Mick Jagger and Keith Richards wrote, but Marianne Faithfull, I like her version of it. It's called As Tears Go By, and it's very un-Rolling Stones-esque. It's like a ballad.
They do a lot of
very
ballads.
good.
Oh,
Like, I feel like you guys are falling into
that song.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. It's just, I feel like it's a little, isn't it kind of repetitive maybe?
I don't know. You know that song,
It's-
Nickon?
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. Well, I don't hate the Rolling Stones like you guys do. So.
No, I don't hate the Rolling Stones.
I don't hate the Rolling Stones or John Mulaney like you guys do. So. to core human.
Wait,
being.
John Mulaney hates the Rolling Stones?
No,
Just kidding.
you guys.
I'm kidding.
You know, I will say
the way the grammar was it sounded like you
Nickon-
could have made
Yeah, I
that.
got it.
I don't know if this is just on my end.
I was also trying to do a transition to Grammar Corner, but anyway.
I don't know if this is just on my end, but Nickon, you do seem a little choppy on StreamYard. But if you look at StreamYard, do you look choppy yourself? Because if not,
I don't.
then it should be
Maybe.
okay.
No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
All right, then it
But
should be
I'm
fine.
only choppy on StreamYard for you.
I mean, because
Yeah,
of,
only on
just in case for the 0 watchers right now watching,
Yeah.
we
don't
need
wanna-
to make sure.
Well, we just
Wait, because StreamYard isn't even recording, right? Does it record? No.
it
It does.
does record.
Wait, so
No,
why
it
are you
does.
even using Zoom?
Because no,
It's
I'm sorry,
because we're not.
we can't edit. I can't do a recording that I can download.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
So I can't make an edited version of it. This is just how it is.
Gotcha. All right.
I
I'll allow
like
it.
YouTube won't even let me download it from there. It's kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Unfortunately, I posted about this a little too late. So, but anyway, so yeah, guys, please check out the new Silhouette City EP. Who Do You Want to Be? We put years of work into it. I'm not joking about that. We did put a lot of work into it, and we're really proud of it, and hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. I love it.
any
I've listened to it a bunch and I love it. How are
Oh,
the
thank you so
listens
much.
going?
Do you have? I know that in.
Wait, you just asked the question.
What,
Yeah,
listens
like
are
I
going
keep asking
pretty-
questions.
they're
That's why I'm
going
wondering
well.
if there's a delay because nobody's addressing my questions.
No. I heard you the first time actually, Nickon say it, but then Nicky said it right after
I
that,
saw
so
you
I just-
react to that. Yeah.
But and then I also heard that you'd say it just now. Yeah, the listens
yeah.
are going. The listens are going well. Obviously we'd like to get it. That's why we're promoting it. Still,
Yeah.
so because we want to get
Sure,
more
yeah.
listens on it, and we
It's
want to
gone
get
up.
that. We want to get to that elusive licensing deal.
Oh yeah.
Get it played. in
we
some
would
TV
love
show.
to. We would love to get at least one of these songs licensed on something.
Yeah, like on an Apple ad. That would be something.
That would be
Dude, that would
really
be great,
great.
actually.
You know, one of those silhouette Apple commercials for
Oh my
Silhouette City.
goodness. It writes
I mean, come
itself.
on.
Who we got to
Well,
talk
there's,
to? Tim Cook over here.
There's this band. There's this band called
We gotta
The Shacks.
raise Steve oh my god. Why am I-
Jobs?
You can do
Thank
this.
you, Steve Jobs.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Just losing my we got to raise him from the dead and say, hey, Tim Cook.
Hey, Steve. Who do we got to talk to?
No, actually,
Steve Wozniak is what I was trying to say. Actually.
Well, he's not dead yet, so that's
No, I know.
that'll be easy.
But yeah,
well, it's funny you mentioned Apple because there's another band we found out about because of an Apple commercial. They're called The Shacks, and they did a cover of the song "This Strange Effect" by the Kinks. And
Okay.
although the Kinks never really actually released that as an official release, a recording.
Huh.
But the song is really good, and it made us check out the band, The Shacks, which is a current band. And we are like, hey, this Apple ad worked on us, and it made us want to look up this band. So that's even better.
Well, look at that.
Hey, out of curiosity, and I know you kind of texted it to me before, but do you have a favorite song off the EP? I mean, you told me which one you thought was you think would.
Let me see. I have to look at. I don't. I gotta look at.
I mean, no worries. Never mind then. Forget it. If you couldn't think about it.
they're all good. It's all best. But
Cool.
yeah, there's the single that it's like a clear single. I'm like, yeah, this is a single.
Right. Well, that's what you said on the text. You said, "Oh, the title."
I gotta look it
track
up
was
now.
That's what you thought, but
But no, check it out, and people weigh in. We want to know what people think, not just
we do
me.
want to know
I'm
what
not a
people
person.
think.
Any station business of yours, Nickon?
No, I don't believe in station business. I support your guys' station business, but I don't want to.
Well,
Go get some sunglasses.
go
at
get some Onus
Optics.
Optics sunglasses. I'll do some
Yeah.
station business
Protect
for
your
you.
eyes and your nose.
I mean, I've been seeing some posts that Nikon's been posting recently of him wearing those fabulous Onus Optics sunglasses, and boy, does he look good in them. And he's also being protective of his nose. If
There
you guys want to
go.
do the same, just Google it. You'll find it.
There you go.
Onus Optics.
Onus Optics.
That's your slogan. Onus Optics. Just Google it. You'll find it.
Just Google it. I love it. I love it.
Anywho, you guys ready for Grammar Corner?
Ready for
Grammar
my
Corner.
story.
Grammar Corner.
I got one. I
Okay.
was listening to a podcast. Don't remember what it was, and it was with a very intelligent person. This is what was like baffling about it. Like he's like a PhD type of person who's like dropping some real big knowledge bombs, or like very insightful. I wish I could remember what it was, but I wrote down that he kept, instead of saying especially, he was saying especially.
I hate that.
This is this is an educated person. Like he was, like it was baffling. Especially, he kept saying
Nickon,
it. I was like, dude,
I've heard
everything like
especially recently too, and
he said like
Yeah,
five like smart things, and then he'd say like especially, and I'd be like, okay, well, I can't concentrate on what I just learned
undermines
because
any
that
intelligent
sounds
thing you
moronic.
Yeah.
oh
So yeah,
gosh, I empathize with you right there, Nickon.
big pet peeve.
Um,
Again, especially when it's like a smart person doing it. It's like Jesus.
So there's something that I've been hearing a lot lately that it's more of an expression than a grammar.
More of an expression. Jeez, Nicky. I'm just kidding.
It's an expression that has been bugging me to no end, and that's when people go, "Didn't we already talk about this?" When people say, "Let's go."
Oh yeah, we've
Man,
talked about this.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we
gosh, I've been hearing
We
it
have a
lot
little bit.
lately, and
It's not really
I
a grammar
hate-
thing, but
I hate it.
well, I just said that's not really a grammar thing. It's actually not at all a grammar thing. What about that? when sometimes people say it's not really this, but they actually mean it's not that at all. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
No,
not really.
explain it. Say it.
you
Do
know,
it
it's
again.
like if you're saying if you're like trying to come up with an example of something and somebody gives an example and you're like, oh, that's not really a good example, when you actually mean to say, actually, that's not an example of that at all. But you
Well,
kind of
no, Max-
you kind of
You're softening the blow.
you're
softening the
softening
blow.
the
Took the words right out of my mouth, Nickon.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you want to be more, it's not really a pet peeve at all. Actually, I just I just said that because I couldn't come up with anything this week.
I will say there's one other pet peeve of mine, and we've talked about it. We had a whole episode about it, but it has become my number one pet peeve. It has surpassed even the use of the word literally.
Get
And
out of
that
here.
is vaping.
This
Vaping-
is okay. Now we're not even in grammar corner anymore. Actually,
That's
but-
not
we're out of
grammar.
I know.
That
I'm
was
just-
also an episode. We're just like we're just retreading old.
I'm just saying. I've been seeing it
No,
so much
no,
lately.
cutting you off. We're not talking about vaping again. That was like 10 episodes ago.
Right, fine.
it was not 10 episodes.
Just, if you don't have
That
any
was like-
grammar to talk
It
about,
might
we
have
can
been
move
10
on.
episodes ago.
It was at least 10 episodes ago.
no,
Um,
no.
Hey,
no.
by the way, guys,
that
just
was
so
like
you know, we're on
3 episodes.
I
Ago.
think we're on episode 98 right now. We're coming up to the 100th episode of this podcast.
What?
Not
No.
with Nickon, but in
Oh, okay,
overall.
gotcha. Oh, I thought you guys did over 100 without me.
no.
No? Oh.
We had done
why
like
did I think that?
maybe 65 or something like that. Maybe
Oh, okay. Well,
60.
that's momentous. Should we do it?
69s, dude.
Should we do our 100th one live of a live audience of 3 people?
Well, we should.
Yeah, I mean, we
I do think
could.
we should record it with us all in the same room, perhaps.
Okay, sure, yeah. I have a grammar
That would be
thing.
cool to do it live.
Lest-
I don't know how many people would show up, but yeah.
No, it would be hilarious if we had exactly 3 people show up.
That'd be
I heard you
great.
just catch yourself. You were about to say
Yeah,
literally,
well,
but you
even
said
though
exactly.
that would have been a perfectly good use of the word literally, but now I'm all self-conscious because I'm with
No,
a
but
couple
I
of fellow
actually,
sticklers.
You can do it. You can say it. It's fine.
What
No,
about
now
this?
it's too late. What?
Nickon, you just said sticklers. What about
Yeah,
people that say shticklers?
that's okay. 'cause
I'm
that's
I'm
like-
okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's not a pet peeve. I
Oh,
just
hey, by the way,
another
Max,
thing I just was
It's a
bringing up.
misuse. You're just like you probably never heard a single person say that, but you're like, well, what about this? What
No, I've heard people say sticklers.
You've
because
heard people say stickler?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
huh.
I'm just
Real
I'm
quick.
just conflating that in my head with I don't know. Maybe
Shtick.
well no, I obviously I hear
Well, of
people say
course,
shtick,
yeah.
but maybe I'm just creating that in my head thinking that people say that
Yeah.
and that's not actual thing. I don't know.
real quick though, I hate when people say supposedly when they mean supposedly.
Supposedly,
Supposedly,
that too.
they say
I've heard
supposedly.
supposedly.
Really, that's even
Supposedly.
weirder.
Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another one I can't think of, but it'll come to me.
Maybe for next
Ah.
episode.
Okay,
What
so I
about
do have
this?
another
For the
one.
next episode.
I hate. So this is just a pet peeve. This isn't incorrect at all, but I hate people over pronounce a letter in a word like exactly.
Oh, me too.
Like you slow down the utter of exactly, which yes, the T isn't supposed to be silent. Exactly. That's an exaggeration. I
They
say like
really emphasize the plosive
exactly.
on it.
exactly. They say exactly. Like, hey,
No, Max.
I know
actually
that there's
does
a T there.
That's
What's
not.
that?
I don't have a problem with that.
I
I have
totally
a
get
big
it.
problem
I
with
get
that.
it.
I don't know if you're trying to emphasize something because you're
No,
like
these
trying to
people
really
say
make a
it.
point.
These people
You just
say
did
all
it
the
though.
time.
You just did it. You say
What?
most people say it. You emphasize. the
That's
T,
different.
it.
That's not. That is for emphasis. I'm saying when like I'm casually talking. Exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Like you slow down the sentence to say exactly.
So when people go and excuse,
I'm not
excuse my
saying-
language. Excuse my language here, but when they say he was literally going to the market. Excuse my language.
I was like waiting for the fuck.
I
Oh,
was
okay.
too.
That was good.
That's actually a pretty good joke or a bit, maybe something like.
No, literally, no, because literally is different because you're doing that for kind of like you're doing that to have fun. Like people who say
you
exactly.
are purposely trying to emphasize. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
I don't do that unless
Maybe
I
it's not
am
relatable.
emphasizing something. But I do sometimes. Once in a while, I will.
Are you
like,
sure you don't sometimes?
Again, that's not the. It's like
That's
I know,
not
I'm
the
just
right
joking.
example.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
That's not really it, Nicky. No, I'm just kidding. So
You got us on a whole thing right here.
now I was gonna say, I will. I admit I will say laboratory.
That
that's
is
all
just
fun.
straight
You're
up
having
pretentious.
fun.
No,
I
but
love
sometime-
it. I love it.
Yeah.
You're having fun there. People who
Okay,
say
fair enough.
exactly, when I've heard it, they're doing it for fun. That's how they say that word all the time, and it's
That sounds like a.
infuriating.
No offense, but that sounds like a nerd if you do that.
Yeah, it's usually nerds. It's also
Exactly.
there's also a couple of examples of hip, like 90s like Bay Area hip hop where instead of saying like I can't think of it, instead of like a word that has D in it, like I can't think of one.
Such as like a
They-
Blackalicious or
No,
What's
no,
that?
no. I think you're trying to say
They're
like maybe
90s
like a
Bay Area.
past past
no like,
version of a word or
oh God, it's gonna take me a second. Talk about something
wasted.
else as I think
Maybe
about
is that
this.
or,
No.
or-
It's like in the middle.
Hyphy.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna cut this portion out. This is
Yeah,
why we needed to Zoom and StreamYard at the same time.
Okay, a bad example, but like they'll say order, like order, the word order, but instead of saying order, they're trying to emphasize and they'll say order. Order. I got to think of a real example.
Uh-huh.
that
Trust
sounds
me, it's
weird.
annoying.
I'll have
Trust
to
me,
hear. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's funny. We're just trying to come up with things to be annoyed about at this point.
No, this actually doesn't annoy me. I just I need the actual example for now.
Hey, when you were growing up, Nickon, because I know it
Yeah.
started off as a Bay Area thing, did you say hella?
Oh yeah. I don't think it started out as a Bay Area thing, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
I
started out as
definitely
a
has
Bay
got to be
Area
a Bay
thing.
Area thing for sure.
I think it is. Look it up. But yeah, I said hella all the time, and I still say hella. I stopped for a while during college, and
Why? Because you
then
heard a lot of people doing it.
no, because I got called out by all my SoCal friends. So I was like, all right, well, I guess
think it's-
whatever.
I think
I'll
it's
avoid
cool.
these
when a
confrontations.
Northern Californian says it, I think it's kind of endearing. It just makes me like think of where they're from, and I'm cool with that.
Well, no, now I'm just like, yeah, I say hella all the time, and it's fun. But I've also
Did you
noticed people not from the Bay Area say hella all the time too.
Well, and it's become much
It's
more.
become nationwide.
It's ubiquitous now.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So
did you?
it emerged somewhere
you-
in Northern California around, guess what decade? Around the
The
late
80s. 80s.
70s. Around
No
the late
way!
70s.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about that?
Now, let me ask: did you use also the other variations? Did you ever say hecka? Or did
I
you
never said
say-
hecka. That sounds weird. I like Helza.
You ever
I,
say
I, I, don't
Helza?
know.
Helza. You said
Helza?
Helza?
I used to say Helza ironically.
What about hella?
Hecka,
Hella.
Hellov is like, yeah, when you're using it in the right sentence, when you're trying to, it's like when the next word is going to start with a syllable, you want to say hellov.
Wait,
Awesome.
Did you ever
Wait,
hear?
wait. What do you mean a
Instead of hella
syllable? You mean
awesome. You
mean
sorry,
it's hell of
no,
a vowel.
sorry, not a syllable. A vowel.
A vowel.
Syllable. If it's going to start with a syllable,
Yeah,
any
like,
syllable.
I think any word should suffice there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Like
about
sometimes, depending on the
hexa?
sentence, you'll say hell of epic instead of hella epic. I'm not saying
Right.
you'll do
So-
that every time.
No, I had a friend. I had
so
a
it
friend in
does have to-
college from Sacramento who would say hell of a lot.
So it would have to be a vowel, like saying an and apple. Or
exactly,
something like
but
that.
not always.
It would have
I'm
to
just
be-
saying that is the use case. Yeah.
Hey guys, let's move on to the main topic. Okay, which is
Transition.
I'm sorry, it just I'm
What a
looking at the time
transition.
and
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So
All right, let's
yeah,
continue.
What are our
Let's
options?
continue.
No.
Oh, actually,
Hey,
what
let's
about that?
transition.
What? Okay, All right, whatever. Let's move on. Yeah, I don't need.
Well, now you got to say what was on your mind.
Well, this isn't a
please.
grammar thing. I was just gonna complain about certain stand-up comedians that feel like they need to have some sort of transition to move on to the next bit, and it's like, no, you could just move on. It's okay.
And then when they say, not much of a transition there, they like call out their own lackluster transition. I'm like,
You guys are
just move
you
on.
guys
Just
are
move
talking
on.
about-
Don't even say.
talking about John Mulaney, aren't you?
No.
I know
Trust
you're.
me,
You don't have to
Nickon,
say
John
it. I know
Mulaney's
you're talking
not
about
the
John
only
Mulaney.
comedian we disapprove of. Just
Hey,
kidding. I don't
hey.
disapprove. I'm cutting that out.
You better cut that out.
Cut. Yeah.
You're always pulling me into this black hole of.
I live for
I
it.
will say
we're gonna
this,
get
though,
this podcast is gonna get put on the map purely out of the beef that we're cultivating with John Mulaney.
If it does, then I will be glad to get on that train.
Well, no.
We gotta
by the
lean
way-
into it.
I've got a
Like
story.
WrestleMania.
I've got a story for after we finish recording about
Yeah, it's like
our friend recently waited on a large party of comedians in Los Angeles, including John Mulaney, Conan O'Brien, Nick Kroll,
Is that so?
Ali Wong, and
That
Bill
far.
Hader, and Sarah Silverman. And she said it was like, wow, this is the table of huge comedians.
Is that
here.
so?
And Lorne Michaels, by the way.
Wow.
And Lorne Michaels. Holy
Anyway,
cow.
I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But anyway,
Boy, I'm looking forward to that story.
Hey guys, main.
Hey, do you
topic
guys-
here.
Do you guys have a preference between? I know I've anyways versus anyway. I know anyway has historically been like the proper word for it, but I feel as though anyways is now acceptable.
I have a
Thoughts?
problem with anyways.
Okay,
It's not correct.
of course,
That's not a word.
but-
I mean,
well, I think
don't
now
really,
it is.
I
think now it
don't
is.
really have a problem with somebody saying it, but I prefer anyway.
Well, no.
I prefer
If
anyway.
somebody
prefer anyway,
says something
too.
like, anyways, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah,
But-
sometimes again, it's like in the name of playfulness, like any who.
It's
was
also
correct
it's also
either,
the
but-
con.
In the name of playfulness, we shall use the
In the
word
name of city.
anyways.
No, but even if it just depends on the context. If it's like super casual, I don't. It doesn't bother
Anyways.
me that.
Anyways,
Anyways.
it's like it's also more like approach. It's like a little more like blue collar, you know. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Bill Burr says anyways all the time. Like it
Anyways,
matches
I'm Bill Burr.
personality.
Anyways, I mean, what's the deal with these guys? I don't know what's going on. What's going on with these
Is that
guys?
like
anyways?
Bill
I'm
Burr
gonna go to
doing
the market.
Seinfeld?
I know it does. He
What's
does
the
kind of have
deal?
that kind of. They both are kind of angry at stuff, you know.
Oh, sure, we all are.
Well, Sebastian Maniscalco does that too. He's like,
I was over here, and then I went over here, and now I'm back over here. And what's the deal? These kids, they want to get these specially made coffees these days. I don't know. He doesn't. Anyway,
he has no bits, Sebastian Maniscalco.
Let's
Or no
try to get
punchline.
let's
There's
try
no
to
punchline.
lock our topic down in the next 3 minutes because that's what we have.
Okay.
For this recording.
We have two topics.
Okay.
And one of which we came up with your now wife.
I
the
remember
wedding, or
this.
in the
we didn't
post-
come up with it. She did.
She actually did in
Oh.
the post wedding Mexican
Party.
food or burrito
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
situation.
Well, way to give it away.
Tacos versus burritos. What's better?
Yeah, I don't. I get it, like a thing to talk about, but it's like, what are we doing here?
I
It's like,
kind of
okay,
was
you
thinking
like
about it too,
tacos, I like
Nickon.
burritos.
I'm
There
not
might
sure
not much
how much
be-
you can argue there. It's,
No,
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
like you have a preference.
I
and
like
have a
this.
preference?
You like this.
Whoa.
I do prefer tacos, but I like burritos too. So
Hey, listen. Yeah, I have blood coursing through my veins. Of course, I like tacos, but I prefer burritos. If I could, I would have a burrito for every meal for the rest of my life and be perfectly fine with that.
I couldn't do
wow,
it.
that's
I would just-
insane.
Yeah,
You
I-
love burritos that
I don't
much?
disagree. I love
Is
burritos
Mexican
that much.
food your
It's just,
favorite
there's
cuisine?
nothing. No, I don't like to do. I don't like to go down that road. I just love burritos so much that I would have let's not extrapolate here. I would eat a burrito for every meal for the rest of my life and be okay with it.
What about taquitos? Taquitos, I feel like are really good.
Definitely not. That's like I feel like garbage as soon as I take a bite of a taquito.
Are you
It's like-
insane in the membranous region?
It's just so like greasy and processed and like
It doesn't
don't
have
know.
to be. I mean,
You
Sure,
clearly have
it's-
never had a taquito from El Pollo Loco, which are really good, actually.
Are you serious?
They're
Is
really
that a
good.
joke? Really?
I'm not joking. They're really good.
Really? Huh. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, let's keep tacos versus burritos in the back pocket if we're absolutely
Flautas.
desperate. But I feel
Oh,
like we
actually,
can do better.
this comes to mind. This isn't really an argument-based debate, but
Okay.
Crap, I just forgot my other topic.
unless we already did this, but like favorite, cultural food. Your favorite food from what culture or what ethnicity?
If we feel like spending an episode just like talking about things, like going into I like this cuisine. Because
Sure,
of this, that,
maybe
and
you're
the other.
maybe all right. I don't know. It's just
So,
something to
like,
throw out there. But
Yeah. No, I get it. Sometimes that's okay.
because I would say
Sometimes
Mexican is probably my number one, probably.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is gonna be controversial. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I just wrote down Taylor Swift. I don't get it.
I mean, I'd be much in agreement with you, so
I'd
I'd
be
be
in
in
agreement
agreement
with you on that.
Well, maybe that's an opportunity for somebody to play the Steel Man.
We got to lean
I
in,
kinda
and then we get some controversy going. Yeah.
Well, or
I kinda
maybe that's
like
an
it.
opportunity to do
I
something with it.
can't really argue enough because I don't really know. That's not like my wheelhouse of knowledge.
I know, but you could be like, well, listen, there's clearly something going on here. Like, it's a phenomenon. Everybody loves her. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's a
mean,
good
I
way
would
to
just be more.
I was just talking about this with my older brother last night, actually, Nickon. How
Yeah.
I can't sing one of her songs for you right now. I don't
I-
know.
So the play is gonna hate, play, whatever, shake it
That
up.
song sounds terrible.
Well, of course. But I'm saying that's a song that I could name. All right, let's not say anything. Don't say anything.
Hang on, Nickon. That ended on the Zoom.
Yeah, no, that's what I don't know. Can you not hear me?
No,
well,
we
no,
can't.
I,
We're on
I,
the
I-
StreamYard.
I-
I can hear you
unmuted-
right now.
I unmuted you on.
No, yeah.
Or unmuted my tab. Do you want to start this, Max, or should I? I mean,
Play is
can I
gonna
start
play,
something even though I'm
play,
not,
play.
even though it's converting.
Shake it off, shake it off.
Oh,
And
I
here's the
guess I
thing:
know
it's
that one.
catchy. It's catchy, but it's just awful.
No, it's awful. I know
It's-
that one. Shake it off. Yeah, but it is awful.
I still don't quite know what you're saying, actually. But
I mean,
I
we could
think,
say that about a lot of artists.
I
in
think
general,
I
though.
tend to when something is maybe really bad to me. I mean, sorry to put that in there. I don't want to rain on her parade or anything, but
Listen, she's gonna be just fine.
well, at the very
Or are you
least,
talking
she
about-
takes part in at least some, if not all, of her songwriting, which I.
It sounds like she does. Yeah.
At least I
Okay,
all
guys, I
credit.
just put the Zoom link in the private chat here on stream.
Oh wow, that's efficient.
So we don't have to go into our email.
I don't see that.
I get.
Go to the
Private chat.
You don't have to spoon feed me.
No, Max. I had.
No, he has to spoon
Max,
feed me.
actually.
Okay.
You didn't know.
Sorry, Max. No offense.
Well, Taken.
Ah,
Just kidding. Taken, the movie, is what I was talking about, actually.
all right. Good save. Wait, what? Saying leave.
Wait a minute. What, baby? What are you doing, baby? I think she's getting her butt cleaned right now.
Do you guys watch
So-
the new seasons of Beavis and Butthead? Did they?
I
They made new
haven't.
seasons, right? Yeah.
They did make I think
Did you know that they're actually coming back with King of the Hill, though?
Oh, I never really got into it.
Oh, that
it's
show
very
is
funny.
really
Really
good. It's really funny.
Yeah.
he's just Mike Judge is really good.
He's got a great sense of
good.
humor.
he knows how to
He's insightful.
he knows how to
Yeah.
he's insightful to these microcosms that live in America and knows how to extract humor from them in a very expert way. I feel.
Wow,
Totally.
Max, very eloquent.
That was eloquent for range. Yes. I'm gonna start reminding people I'm
Shut up,
dissing them. Like Idiocracy. This is completely whatever. Idiocracy, brilliant premise, and then like
Not great movie though.
30 minutes in, you're like, okay, I feel stupider for continuing to watch this.
Well, it's like, wow, is this
I don't know if
this
that
is
was
the cheapest
not.
movie I've ever
No,
seen?
it's
Yeah, it
kind of
had
just
no budget.
really budgetino. It's kind of really low budget and not the best made.
But there
there's
are
some funny
funny
parts
things,
though
though,
in
in
it
it.
though, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
and
the guy
again, the
with the
premise
face-
is brilliant. The premise, just the very premise of
The premise is like prescient in a way, you know.
yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Okay.
So it's Taylor Swift, I don't get it. I like it.
Wait, are you recording,
personally
Nicky?
think-
You're not recording.
I am recording. Did you
Yeah,
not
we're
accept it?
recording.
Oh, you're right.
Did you
I
not
did.
get?
You're right.
Did you not
I
get
forgot.
it?
I forgot.
Did you not get it?
No, I got it. I
Okay,
got
all right.
it.
Got it.
Okay, so
anyway,
Taylor Swift.
I vote for
don't
Taylor
get it.
Swift.
Is that a
Taylor
topic?
Swift's the one to beat, at least.
Hey, look,
In
I
my
will say
mind.
this, Nickon. That's a great topic, and I'd be willing to argue on the side of Taylor Swift.
Is that so?
Okay.
But here's another one though.
Okay.
Selective outrage.
Okay. Isn't that what this entire podcast is about?
Well,
No, I think what he's
I'm talking
saying
about when
is
people get
people
Oh,
get up in arms.
their balls in an uproar about one thing, but then
Selective
they'll allow other
they'll
things to
allow other
pass.
things to pass.
in this kind of climate of political correctness. Is what
Exactly.
Nicky's
Got it.
talking about.
Yeah. So like indignance, outrage, indignance. Okay, gotcha. All right.
They'll
Well,
selectively choose what they want to be outraged about, even though.
sure. Can you give us an example just so we can?
Well,
So I
there's
can
a movie
imagine
that
what-
came out recently where the leads are supposed to be gay, but they're played by straight people. But and I'm cool with that personally. But the people are praising this movie, but then these same people were knocking other straight actors for playing gay characters, and I'm like, well, why are you okay with this movie and not the other movie,
Yeah, that seems inconsistent. I don't know what movie you're talking about, but imagine the difference might be in the message of the movie, right? Like if this movie is like celebrating gay culture, whatever, versus
No, I
like
think both
tokenizing
are-
gays.
Well, the new movie is very much a comedy, like a raunchy comedy.
No,
kind
it's
of a thing.
it's.
Oh,
but
is
it's
this the
also-
Bottoms one? Is this Bottoms?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, it's also not just that. I think also. I mean, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to, again, like, I don't want to speak ill in any way because I think it's okay in both situations. That director who directed Bottoms previously directed one of the stars of Bottoms in another movie called Shiva Baby, where she plays a Jewish woman, and she's not Jewish in real life, but
But she quote unquote looks Jewish, and that
which is also can be
Oh.
considered, problematic too.
I
Sure.
personally again don't have
Well,
a problem with it.
looking Jewish versus passing as Jewish is different, right? Like, oh, you look Jewy versus like, I could believe that you're Jewish based off of your performance on a combination, and like you're not being overtly whatever. Not, I don't know.
I mean, do we care to talk about this at all? I mean,
I feel
It could
like
be like
not
a-
that not to fall victim to the whole identity politics thing, but I feel like, well, first of all, I don't know enough about this.
maybe we shouldn't be
movie.
talking about
I
this.
also don't. I haven't seen either a movie, so
Yeah,
we couldn't make an argument there on those topics.
Well, but
But
those
I
are
also-
those are just examples of
Sure.
selective outrage where
I guess
people-
Nicky's just saying like, both movies, or at least the first one was seemed to have been praised in the performance of that, and that was okay. Whereas
the thing
other
is,
times it's,
the thing is, I could see myself arguing for this, what you would call selective outrage. I just don't have enough examples. I just don't, I don't really have patience for that kind of stuff to begin with. So like, I'm not going to be able to pull.
Let's
from,
not
like,
do
a
it.
Deep arsenal. Yeah.
okay, moving on then.
What
I kind of like this Taylor Swift one. It could be a controversial episode, but let's do it.
Yeah,
It'll
this
put us
could
on the map.
This could be the John Mulaney.
It could be the John Mulaney of music.
It should be
Yeah.
it could be the one that puts us over the edge
Yeah,
In a good way.
In a good way. Yeah. Let's do it.
Because
Let's do it.
Let's
I'm
do it.
using
Yeah.
push us over
All
the
right.
edge in the wrong ways.
I will
Yeah, exactly.
volunteer to take the side
I
of
love it.
Taylor Swift, the pro Taylor
And then
Swift side.
Nikon, why don't you take
love that for you.
the opposite side? I'll be the moderator in this.
Okay. Warning. This is going to be most emotionally driven because again, I don't have much to, to point to
You have more than I have.
Than okay. All right. Let's do
just
it.
to clarify up top.
Off top.
I don't get it either. You know, I don't get why.
Right. Sure.
People
yes.
love her so
and
much.
just to clarify, at the top too, I respect anybody who's able to garner any audience. Period. Ever.
Sure.
So
Yes.
props to her for doing what she's doing, and I mean, I respect that aspect.
Garner
of it.
audience in any. Okay.
No, you're right. Yeah, because then you gotta
Yeah.
Mussolini and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, Trump has garnered a huge audience, but
that's very
not
true.
in a respectable way.
I take that back.
Yeah.
I take that back. I'm just saying, like, she's clearly good at doing what she does, and
Sure.
so I will give all the respect in the world for that. But going into my opening argument, I don't get it. It's not good. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. All I can tell is like she's complaining about like guys breaking up with her. And this is all secondhand. This is like how little I understand of her repertoire. What I've heard, like every album is about like some breakup, and she's acting like a victim for a guy being like, hey, you're like, this was nice, but you're not right for me. I don't know. Like, is she the first person in the world who's been broken up with? Is that so bad? Like, would you live in a world where everybody just like stays the first person they ever go on a date with for the rest of their lives?
That's an interesting movie idea, Nickon. We got to write that down.
Like
that's
Lobster,
interesting.
in a different way. Yeah.
I haven't seen The Lobster actually. But
it's like this.
Is that what that's
it's
about?
like acting hurt, putting on a facade of like being hurt, even though you're so hot and successful and like get any man really. Like, what are you complaining about? And then so that's that thematically, and then also just the music sounds awful to me. It just sounds awful, and I'm not one to be like, oh, all pop music is good, but like her music sounds grating to my ears. That's my
you
whole.
Just,
I don't
you
know.
overpronounce the T's on those for a purpose.
But I think he was emphasizing it.
Yeah, for exaggeration. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I just don't get it. Is my point.
Well, right off the bat of my opening argument, I want to refute something you just said real quick, and that is what the hell did you just say?
Well, do your opening argument. Maybe it'll come back to you.
No, it was right off the bat. I was like, okay, that you can say that about anybody. God dang it! Oh, this is really bugging me.
Talking about
What did you just
breakups.
say?
Anybody talking about? I said she's complaining about breakups and all that.
Oh,
And
right.
it's like,
That's what it was.
Acting like you're the only
That's
person
like
who's
the
ever
main
been
thing
broken
he's
up
been
with.
talking about.
Look,
How do you forget that
Nickon,
already?
everybody has a right to feel depressed. Like to say, what does she have to complain about? That's very short-sighted. That even the richest people can't be depressed or sad. I feel like anybody. It's all perspective. Everybody lives in their own experiences, and they go through emotions in their own unique way, and
Of course.
they can be sad or depressed about a situation. I don't think that's a good argument.
I just want to interject here.
It's not the argument.
Nikon's
yeah.
not saying that. He's saying that's what, in his little knowledge about Taylor Swift, believes that that's all she sings about. Anyway,
Sure.
I know she probably talks about other stuff, but like it seems like that's the majority
fair
of her
share.
persona.
Yes.
And
right.
And I think she's unfairly demonizing these men for breaking up with her when really all they're doing is breaking up with her because it's not working out. It's like you're allowed to do that and not be a villain, not be villainized. Like, and then I forgot to even talk about the Swifties. Sorry. Wait,
hold on.
You already had
hold on.
Max, you got to interject as the
Hold on,
moderator.
interjection. Nickon, you can talk about that in your next point.
Write down your
Okay,
notes.
all right,
Write down what you need to say.
Okay. Swifties. I'm writing it down.
Look.
Can I write on this?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
Her music is insufferable. But look, she writes all her music, which is more than a lot of pop stars can say about their own music. And
for those of you listening, I am
okay. So Nikon's making a
look, but also What are you
One of those
talking about?
gestures.
She doesn't create any real controversy as a pop artist. I would argue that there's a lot of other artists that are popular that are way more grating to hear, and
Yeah.
she's really talented. In fact, she's very dedicated to her craft. This is what something I heard yesterday is she does not talk in between concerts because she has to sing like 44 songs per show, and
Jesus,
she wants to give
a lot.
her all to her audience, so she tries not to strain her vocal cords at all in between
I see that as a
shows.
crutch
And
for
that
not
takes
having a
some real
personality.
dedication to do
I
that.
A crutch because she doesn't have a personality. She can't do any mid-song banter. That's one of the best parts of going to a concert is the banter between
No.
songs.
He said before concert.
Before
Oh,
or after.
oh, sorry. I was too busy writing my own notes down.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Because it's all nonsense. No, I'm kidding.
This is a bad
Okay, go on.
debate.
Sorry.
Where it's like
No,
you're
no.
writing the notes. Like imagine a presidential debate where they're writing their notes
Yeah,
down, and they're
exactly.
like,
I don't know what that guy was.
I
just
don't
saying
agree
for
with
the
this.
last
He's like,
5
were you
minutes.
listening? It's like,
Nickon,
no, I was
you
writing
are-
my notes down.
You're the Donald Trump of this debate right now.
Okay, well, you can just throw that around as well. You Ronald Reagan, which is
well, you
almost
could
worse.
just throw that around.
I'd say Ronald Reagan's worse as a person. Oh, but go ahead. That's a,
Whoa, wait,
that's a
That is
different
now
debate.
that's
a
a debate.
controversial.
That's
That's an
a-
interesting.
I'm
now
saying-
that's a hot take.
I'm saying Ronald Reagan has done more damage to society. Donald Trump is a terrible, terrible human, obviously. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Nickon, that's a great debate, and I agree with you.
That's
actually.
another. That's a debate for
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah.
Wait, that's interesting.
That's
but
really-
really getting.
That's really
That'll put us on the map for sure.
that'll put us on the map.
All right, I'm going to write that down in my long-term notes for some other time. Okay. Keep going.
But
Keep
look,
going,
Taylor
Nicky.
Swift. Look, she's not the first pop star to be mega famous, and to have a mediocre catalog. But
I'm
I
not
will
saying
say that
she
she
is.
does have catchy songs. That "Shake It Off" song, as insufferable
It's
as it is,
awful.
it's
It's
catchy,
awful.
and I can see why
Okay.
people would like it.
Yeah. Okay. I guess. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like saying
It's so
like
painful
saying,
to
okay,
even think about.
It's like saying, I don't get why people liked the Spice Girls so much. They had catchy songs. Of course, you can see why they liked it. You know?
But honestly,
those
and
were actually
again,
s-
some of the songs I actually get it. I get my point is okay, my point with Taylor Swift is that I genuinely don't get it. Yes, emphasize on the T's. I get
like,
the
this is
appeal
your
of the
main
Spice
argument.
Girls.
I just don't get.
again, Nickon,
I get the
I can
appeal
say
of the Spice
that
Girls.
about so many people. Ed Sheeran, this Louis.
I
Capaldi
get it
guy.
for Ed Sheeran. I get it.
Okay, but
He's
what
got
about
he's
what
got
about
a great
Rihanna?
voice.
What about Rihanna?
I don't get it.
Not only do I get Rihanna, I like a lot of Rihanna. There, I said.
No, you
Work,
don't.
work, work, work. That is
No
so.
way.
That's the most
That's
grating thing.
that
anyway.
song. I
Saying
didn't-
to me
just-
that you like Rihanna, but you don't like.
I'm
Taylor
not saying I like every one of her songs. I'm not saying the work.
You just said you like
You
every
just
one
said
of
you're
her
in
songs.
love with Rihanna's music, her whole catalog.
You
You
said
just-
that
All right,
she's
all
your
right, get back
favorite
to it.
artist
You
of all
just
time.
said
Let's get back to
it.
Taylor Swift.
You know, Rihanna performed at the Super Bowl this past.
Is this
year,
your
and-
opening monologue still?
Hold on. Okay,
No,
yeah, this
you've
is-
interrupted me so many times that I feel like we're just in the debate
That's
now.
true.
Okay, keep going. My blood boils. Everything you're saying just makes me so pissed off that I can't.
Imagine
sit
a
here in
presidential
silence.
debate where it's like somebody's in the middle of their opening remarks and the other person keeps interrupting. It's like, all right, are you still in the middle of your monologue? It's like, will you be interrupted?
Jesus, how long is your monologue?
That'd be a
gonna go?
funny. I'm gonna write that down. It's kind of a funny idea.
Write it down. Write it all down.
Look,
record
Taylor
it.
Swift is not the first and not the
Oh yeah, we were
will
recording
not
this.
be
What
the
am I
last
talking about?
mega
Yeah.
star to be mediocre. You know, I mean, it's happened throughout. I mean, take a look at the Rolling Stones. I don't get it. No, I'm
No,
sort of,
You're not
I
committed
get
to those.
that
no,
way
I'm
more.
I'm,
than
not
I'm
just-
sort of
committed to the
joking
T's.
about that. But no, there's plenty of people who just are not that great, you know. I mean, I
Yeah.
do actually think like people like this Louis Capaldi or the who's that guy that ripped off Tom Petty? You know,
Sam
Smith. I don't get that at all. I just really don't get it. And
We're talking
but you know
about
what?
Taylor Swift. We're talking about Taylor Swift.
Okay, she's pretty. She.
I wouldn't say
she-
she's pretty. I think she's beautiful, actually.
Well,
she's
I don't.
she's
think,
gorgeous. We're not
that's
denying
a
her
matter of taste.
gorgeosity. Yeah.
Well, but that has something to do with her popularity. I mean,
Sure, it
no
does.
doubt.
She's.
I think.
I do think though she
I think
does
you're-
seem
I think-
like not a real person in a lot of ways, but that's a different.
I think
topic.
there's an emptiness and vapidity to it. Is vapidity a word? It is, right? Vapidity?
Vapidness.
There's a vapidity.
I think
Vapidness.
say
You're probably right.
vapidness.
I
Yeah.
like the word
vapidity. I think
vapidity.
you can say that. I think.
But I do think though that she's pretty and she writes her own music and she's a talented performer. You know, I for the sake of this argument, I get it. Secretly, I don't get it either. But
Vapidity. You're good. You're right. You're good.
Nice.
vapidity, that's a word. Wow, how about that? I mean,
Is this
Grammar
still
Corner-
your opening argument?
No, I'm not. I'm done.
Because I want
Okay.
to. I want to say stuff
All right.
now. You can't
All right,
just
say stuff. Go
Say
ahead.
stuff.
run
Okay,
on
you were-
sentencing and. Okay. All right. First of all,
Swifties.
I have to qualify this. I have to qualify this by saying, if it wasn't for Swifties, I don't know if I'd be as enraged with her as a person or as a musician as I am, because there's something that's so
Oh.
obnoxious about the smugness and the almost like I want to say like the threat. There's like a threat of, if you don't agree that she's the greatest, then we're gonna come after you. And
Who's
You'll-
done that?
and, like-
is that a thing?
I don't know. It's a perception I have. It's like, yo, you like, like, I don't know. I'm not really on social media or anything, but like, I have a sense that like, if anybody wants to like stir something up, they have to post something about Taylor Swift, and they will get a bunch of people, a bunch of pissed off fans jumping on them. That's perception.
People are
I
gonna-
know.
but- But people will say that about anyone. Like if you say that about
Not
the Beatles,
anyone.
Martin
No.
Short. Here's a good example. Martin Short was just
Somebody wrote an article
A
in the
critical
Slate
article-
being
Yeah,
critical.
I was just talking,
but you weren't saying it right.
No, I was about to say it right.
You got like
Somebody
3
wrote
words.
an
in. You don't know
op-ed.
this thing wrong.
Somebody wrote an. Yeah, you don't know what I'm about to say. You cut me
Opinion
off before I even got-
editorial. It's opinion editorial, Max. Come on. And go. Sorry,
Okay.
just go on.
Is that we're not in Grammar Corner anymore. yet.
I know.
Okay, so somebody wrote an op-ed and said they didn't get Martin Short. They didn't understand why people liked him, and that he was saying how much
He found him insufferable.
He found him insufferable. Everyone pounced on this guy and said, "You're absolutely wrong."
Hold on.
And he is wrong.
Max,
Martin Short is hilarious.
hold on. That is not comparable to what this Taylor Swift thing, because
No,
Martin Short is a highly respected comedian for a
I'm
very
not
long
saying-
time. Hold on, let me
I'm
finish.
not saying
Let me
that.
finish. And look, to be honest, Martin Short is really funny though. He's not. It's not like a Taylor Swift thing where he is undeniably a talented, funny guy.
No,
And so
but-
this Slate thing, I'm sure there's been a lot of negative critique on Taylor Swift. This is the first guy ever I've heard of coming out and saying that they think that
I know.
Martin
but-
Short is insufferable and overrated.
Okay, let me use a better
That's
example.
bizarre.
I
That's
think
a
he's
bizarre
overrated.
thing to-
I think Martin Short is overrated. I think Steve Martin is overrated. I think like classic
I-
Steve Martin was great, and I think now they're just kind of annoying. Actually, every time they go on like a podcast, just like, oh, you're so likable, and therefore people like think anything you say is funny. I'm actually exaggerating. I do think they're both overrated. I like them both. They're overrated, I will say.
Oh, you mean
But
they're
we're
in their
talking about
current
Taylor
state?
Swift.
Their current,
Yeah, in their
currently
current
they're
state. In their
overrated.
current state, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
And
talking
they're,
about
like-
their whole
I think their
catalog of work.
reputations- Yeah, of course, but I think they're just like they're coasting on their reputations these days.
Yeah, but
Whatever,
Nickon,
they
you could say that
deserve
about
to.
you
They
could
could
say
say
that
that-
about musicians. Like,
Hey,
have you
back to Taylor
heard
Swift.
Paul McCartney in
I
an
just-
interview
I-
lately?
I don't see the point of an argument where you're saying, well, okay, so like for example, like, hey, well, she's the first popular artist to have like crappy music. Well, okay, but I'm talking about her, and I'm saying I get her. If we want to talk about how I also don't get like,
You mean the
you
movie
know,
by
I-
Spike Jones? Just kidding.
you know,
No, I know, but
like-
okay. But what I guess we're trying to I think what Nicky's trying to do is use other examples because all you're saying is I don't get her, and that's the only argument you're really saying right now. So, like, in
Right.
other words,
No,
Why don't you get
I'm
her?
saying it's bad music, and the topics are very vapid and empty and repetitive, and not really.
That's
typical.
That's very
pop
typical
music
of pop music
of
though.
today.
It's
though,
very
right?
typical though.
Okay, well, yeah, all right. I guess Nicky
Look,
deep down.
okay,
loves Taylor
Nickon,
Swift,
I will say,
and that's how we're gonna end it.
I totally
The
agree
end.
with you.
End of.
I don't get. This is what you could say. I don't get the extreme fandom of Taylor Swift in particular. Right. I understand what you're saying because, look, there are people we know that love Taylor Swift, and I'm like, I thought you were cooler than that. Like,
I thought you were cool, man.
I thought you had better taste than that. You know, like,
Right.
You actually admit and openly champion.
I'd
Taylor
be
Swift.
curious.
That's weird to me. You know,
It's impossible to kind of dissect it, but I wonder what percentage of people who love Taylor Swift have been like backed into a corner
I was gonna say
by these Swifties.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Nickon. I feel like maybe some people say they do just to jump on the bandwagon out of fear that it's subconscious.
No,
actually,
I
they
know
don't want.
people
They don't
around it.
admit that.
Yeah, it's
they don't.
subconscious.
They don't.
They
They don't admit to the fact that it's because they're scared to say something. They trick themselves into saying, "Oh, I actually do like this song," because they don't want to be an outsider in this whole thing. They don't want to be a pariah, you know.
I would say that
Social
I could
pariah.
argue that is the case for most trends. Actually, if you look at fashion, most people like right now,
I guess
baggy stuff is in, and
Yeah.
I'm sure when people first started wearing the baggy clothes recently and these clunky shoes, I'm sure people were like, "That looks so stupid." But people have been more accepting of this style in the past few years, and I feel like they're like, "Oh, this is the trend. I'm supposed to like this, so I'm gonna say that I like it now." You know.
Or yeah, I get it.
So
I
I
get
would
it.
say that I would refute your guys' point about Taylor Swift in this certain circumstance and saying, well, yes, you're right about that, but that could be applied to any popular trend.
I also, I get it. I also want to just say the fact that she her own stuff is irrelevant. Like, okay, great.
No,
she
you're
writes her own
totally
stuff.
look, Nickon,
Yeah.
you're right about that. I mean,
I know. And
lots of
I
bad
get it. I
musicians
get it.
write
You're like
their own
trying.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, you
but-
could use the most famous example. Ed Wood made his own movies. It didn't mean they were good.
exactly. So I don't know. I don't know if there's much more to say other than like I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't just it's
And
like
also,
I want to go on
admittedly,
record saying I don't like her music. And I don't
Admittedly,
like
you do
and I don't
not
like
know
her
enough
persona.
of her catalog, though, right?
And but everything I've heard, I've been like, this is awful with this, and people are like, oh, it's Taylor Swift. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And I also don't like
Hey,
her
by the way,
persona.
before I forget, Nickon, there was a song by Donna Summer that was played at your wedding that I really liked, and I was trying to look it up. I couldn't remember.
Heaven knows. Heaven. Was it Heaven? It was either Heaven.
It wasn't one of her like ultra big
give me a
hits, you
second.
know.
Yeah,
But
it was either. I'll give it to you right now. It's
It was really good, and I'm like, oh, I had asked you, I was like, who is this? And you're like, oh, it's Donna Summer. I'm like, wow, this is really good. I didn't even know about.
She's got the bangers. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I know that
Wait,
this
what?
is probably been overstated a lot of times.
I
at this
remember
point.
yesterday. It's called I Remember Yesterday.
Oh, I remember yesterday.
Yeah.
The song was it what was that
Yes.
song again?
I Feel Love.
I Feel Love.
I Feel Love.
That song
yeah.
is so good. It's a really good.
It's
I mean-
so ahead of its time too.
It's so ahead of its time.
Part of that is
Yeah.
Giorgio Moroder's.
Giorgio Moroder's
production on
contribution also. But you're right.
course.
It's so ahead of its time, and I'm just thinking.
Actually, it was written by him. Though.
This is it came out in the disco era, but it's post disco. It sounds post disco, you know.
On the radio, Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2 of Donna Summer. You can listen through that entire thing, and and be blown away by the way they blend the tracks into each other. It's like it goes from one track to the next, and as if it was an album, like a concept
that's awesome.
album almost. Yeah,
That's
so
interesting.
highly
I
recommend.
remember yesterday though. I gotta re-listen
yeah,
to
No,
that.
It's-
generally, well, sometimes greatest hits can be really good. Like
Well, the Smiths,
the Smiths.
you know, Rolling Stone magazine,
Smith's
and obviously
hits.
they're not the end all be all, but they have put Smith's compilation albums in
No.
their top 500 albums of all times.
Louder Than Bombs.
Specifically,
Really?
Louder Than Bombs.
Louder Than Bombs.
Because
Loud
Louder
with-
Than Bombs is a
Loud
great
and-
compilation album.
All right, I'm
Because
throwing
it's
it on
made
the
up of
queue.
Singles that were not on their other albums, I think.
Cool.
In general.
I'm throwing it on the queue, baby.
Yeah.
Throwing it on the. I did want to say, dang it, lost it. It's okay.
Taylor Swift she's pretty.
Is no Donna Summer, and I would argue Donna Summer probably wrote none of her songs, and
Well, she
I still
actually-
No,
think
she did
Donna-
actually write. She
Oh,
wrote,
she did?
co-wrote most of her songs.
I
Oh,
feel
that's
love
rad.
actually. She
I
co-wrote-
watched
she
the
co-wrote.
Donna Summer documentary recently that's on HBO.
Oh,
Very, it's cool. It's informative, and she co-wrote a lot of her material actually.
oh,
um,
nice. Even more respect.
And now, look, Taylor Swift. She's pretty. She can perform music.
So what?
Is it so hard to see why she's popular? No.
It's
Now-
hard to see why she's so popular. I get that. I get that. Listen, it's in the name of the genre, pop. Yes, it's pop. Yes, of course, she's popular. But why is it such a phenomenon? There's nothing
Hey, look.
there. And also I
Why
wanted
was
to.
Justin
This was
Bieber
another.
so popular. Why did he have these
Believers.
believers? You know, he's the.
I
same
don't
thing.
like that either. I don't.
Me neither. But I'm just saying. I'm sure this has
Okay, I
existed
get it. Yeah, I
throughout
get
the
what
history
you're
of pop music.
I
mean,
get what you're
Look,
saying.
by the way, saying Donna Summer is way better than Taylor Swift. I mean, no duh. But also, that was the '70s when pop music was good. I mean, I don't want to sound like a curmudgeon.
yeah,
but
well, yeah.
Look,
I
it's
get it, I get it.
You sound like an old man curmudgeon.
Look, but
It's
it-
hard to say. It's true. You guys do. sound
Everything
like
was
that.
better in the 70s, 2 decades before I was born, a decade before I was born.
look. I mean,
Well, it wasn't actually.
Nickon, even movies were better back then, right? I mean,
Okay,
come on.
I did want to just before I forget, sorry. I it seems like she's actually a genuinely good person. So I want to make clear that I have nothing against her as a person. Like she it's I don't know, if there was some homophobia thing that was I don't even know what I'm talking about here. But I heard that there was some decision that she had to make about something, and she was like, I need to stand for what's right. I need to be on the right side of history. Something about homophobia. I don't know. It's completely. There's no point of me talking
I wanted to
about any
mention
of this.
something that I meant to mention up top. I was talking with your friend Paul
Okay.
at that burger place,
Yeah.
and
Okay. Yeah.
he was saying, "Oh, your guys' podcast
Smashed.
is really great."
Smashed.
Smash.
Lower East Side. Smash Lower East Side. That's for all that's my station business. Go to Smash in the Lower East Side.
He was saying how much he loved listening to the podcast, and it's interesting to hear him say that he viewed you, Nickon, as the most curmudgeon-y out of all of us, and the hardest to convince, persuade in our debates. And I thought to myself, I thought I came across as that in this podcast.
I thought you
So-
came across as that too. No, I'm kidding. It's interesting. That's who knows. Yeah,
Maybe
I never.
maybe it has to do with
Him knowing
Have
you
you
better.
engaged in
I think it has
debate
to
with
do
him
with
in
him-
the past?
I guess it has. I think it has to do with him knowing me because honestly, I think the reason we all still do this is because we're all that way, and it's like
We just want to get
That's-
stuff off our chest, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
It's actually cathartic, you know. It's nice.
It is. It's yeah. I've said this before. Like I go into so many of these being I'm not. This topic is not meaty enough for me to care about, and then like 2 minutes in, I'm like, no, you're wrong. Anyway,
That's the
so
point. That's
Taylor
why
Swift.
it's
Yeah, no,
splitting
of
hairs. We're
Yeah.
no, I mean, Yeah, I don't need it.
Anyway,
Say that, obviously.
I just wanted to note that. I thought that was really funny that your friend Paul said that.
Yeah.
Anyway, look,
Shout out
Taylor
to Paul.
Swift. I don't get it either, but
You're not committing to
I
the
get
tease.
it. I kind of get it. What about this? I get it. Like I'm emphasizing the vowels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max didn't think that was funny. Based on
I'll
his
give it a
reaction.
giggle. I gave it a giggle. Listen, she's a good
That's
person. That's
your
fantastic.
movie review version. I gave it a giggle.
Yeah, I'll give it a
You know,
giggle.
that's like your movie
give it 2
review.
giggles
ratings.
out of 5. 2 out of 5.
By the way,
giggles.
Well, I was thinking like
Oh,
a
we
giggle
are-
is like a 2 out of
like
5, and then like a 3 is like I give it a good laugh.
a knee
4, I
slapper.
gave it a real hearty.
Yeah.
A knee slapper is like the big.
I gave it a hearty har.
What is somebody actually? You know, that's so funny about. I mean, again, we always bring up The Simpsons a lot, but the sea captain, he actually laughs like that. Har 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 har. He kind of has that. I think it's pretty funny. Anyway,
oh, here's a trivia question. Do you know what the captain's name is?
Oh,
I think it's sea shant. Sea.
Oh
No.
no, I was gonna say Seymour
Yeah.
Skinner, which that was a joke.
Oh.
No.
There's
And he actually,
I do
they
think it
say
has
his
this-
name in the first episode he premiered that he's
It's
on.
sea.
First, do you guys know the first episode that he's in? By the way,
Yes.
of course not.
It's the one where.
You do?
No, I do.
What?
Can I say what
Is it
it
where
is?
he's like,
It's the one-
look or a
The all-you-can-eat buffet. It's
Oh, is that the
buffet,
first
right?
one? That's a great entree.
oh, it's a
into
great
the,
episode.
Yeah.
It's funny when they're like bringing in all of these letters, and they're like, "Here you are, 1,000 letters to unread letters to
Kris Kringle.
Kris Kringle," and it's copying Miracle on 34th Street. He's like, "Oh, that's next door." Anyway, his name is Captain McAllister, and
Captain
I know that they
McAllister.
say
Okay.
no. Just Lionel Hutz says, "Captain McAllister, you're not a real captain, are you?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." You know, and then the court is like, "Oh," you know, like anyway.
You always
We're
you're explaining something and you're not really giving it.
Anyway,
due.
all I'm saying is that he mentions McAllister in that.
Okay,
episode.
love it. I love it. All right. Taylor Swift, final thoughts. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Your argument has
Your
really
sole basis for this argument is I don't get it.
I
don't
know.
understand.
I warned you at the top that there's no like actual
But you were so gung ho about this topic.
look.
because I want to get it off my chest. I feel like we live in a world where you can't just like
We can't speak our minds. It's true.
we can't
Actually,
speak our
that
minds
is a-
without somebody like if I were to say this in like casual conversation, it would just get jumped on to the point where I can't just get it out. Like, I get it. Yeah, you like her, blah blah blah. But can I just say
Yes.
that it sounds bad to me and blah blah blah?
Look,
So-
Nickon,
Hold on,
that is
can I say one-
great.
Can I say?
I love that's a topic for another time.
I was
going
going to
to
say that. That's
Well, that's what
I
he was gonna
was-
say.
that would have
that's what I
been-
was gonna say.
That was good. That would have been the top. That should
That
have been
should've
the
been the topic
topic.
is-
Is that
Hey,
being able to actually
maybe-
express your opinions in public is
honestly,
we can't do that really anymore. Everyone's
out of
just
fear
pounces on it.
for one being chastised in public to
just
being
feeling like an
canceled, maybe,
outcast. Yeah,
and
or
feeling like an
canceled.
Writing it
I mean,
down.
Max and
I
I
wrote it down
went
for
to
next time.
go see the Barbie movie with a large group of people, and
Yeah.
Max and I really didn't
Wait,
like.
wait,
the-
hold on. Did you see it? By the way?
I haven't seen it yet. Still want to.
Yeah,
Still
well, we don't need
holding,
to.
you
We don't need to
know.
rehash our.
Well,
our
no,
opinions.
but
Just watch
all
the
I'm
last
saying is
episode.
most of the people we went to loved it, and Max and I didn't, and we couldn't express to those people because we don't want to ruin their high on the movie.
Yeah, well, that's different. That's different than like this Taylor
That's
Swift.
different. That's being
insanity. This
Yeah, we can talk about it.
insanity. Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually. Maybe they're related somehow. Maybe deep down there's something. I don't know. Haven't thought
Well,
about
it's
it.
collective.
And I haven't seen the
It's
movie,
like
so I
collective,
haven't listened to a single album of hers. So, hey, should we, as homework, try to listen to one of her. Have you guys listened to one of her
Is there
albums
like
ever?
a greatest hits of her?
No,
stuff?
I feel like you got to do. I feel like with this to give it a real, honest go, you gotta either start with the last one or the first one. I mean, I
Well,
hope she doesn't have more than
boy,
like
that's
3 albums.
some good
to be
homework.
honest.
Will I get it
I
done?
don't know if
is the
I.
question.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You
Only if
will
do it,
for
though.
next time.
You wanna
Can
know
we
something
say?
that
Can we?
Go
Can we?
ahead.
Can we? How about this? It's general homework, but it doesn't have to be done by the next time we record.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I can prioritize it. I think it's,
Yeah,
gonna,
right.
it's
I
one of
was
those
gonna
things.
say. It's like
One of those things
It's
that
almost
like, I'll
it's
know
like
when the right time-
masochistic to like
Yeah.
have to go. You're like, okay, I'm gonna hate this. I know it, but let's do it.
You know, something we can talk about how like everybody was celebrating her for like, didn't she re-record a bunch of
She did.
stuff that she didn't own the rights to? She's already loaded. Somebody owns the rights to these songs, and for whatever reason, like that, you know, what right or wrong, like contracts were signed and they own the rights. And now she's like, I'm gonna undercut you guys and like re-record everything, so I have all the recording rights and all that kind of stuff. And then everybody's like applauding her, and like, who knows who the other person is? I don't know. Maybe it's like some evil.
No, I
Empire
think she
record
was
label.
unfairly,
and
you know, she was
okay.
young and. You know, it's kind of like the
Gotcha.
Beatles.
Yeah,
how they
but-
weren't trying
but-
to,
but-
you know,
but-
I understand.
Okay,
For
all right,
if
I
Paul
take it back, I
McCartney
take
were
it
to re-record all the Beatles stuff that he didn't own at the time, it would sound different.
Oh.
It wouldn't sound as authentic
This
because
is-
the recording quality was different in the 60s. And so
Sure.
I would say
And that says
would be
something
a
about-
bad-
Yeah, doesn't that say something about her music? If
Yes,
if
I
you
was-
could just
yes.
recreate it, yeah. If it's like
This
so,
is a good example, actually, Nickon. This would have been a good argument, is that it doesn't matter that she's re-recording it because people don't value those old recordings as much as somebody that would,
exactly.
the Paul McCartney, the old Beatles stuff. Those are
Because it's
iconic and
flattened,
valuable
silly
in their
nonsense, yeah.
sound. Yes, so it's kind of proof that it's
there's
proof to
a
her
vapidity.
major fan base that her songs don't really mean that much in a
They're
way.
plastic.
Or the
Yeah, they're
recordings, at
plastic.
least.
Yeah.
Yes. They
Nicky,
are able to be recreated and it doesn't matter. It's like Andy
Exactly.
Warhol's, pop art type of stuff,
Totally, exactly. Nicky, you have 45 seconds for your closing argument.
Well, let's just say if you guys liked, I
Just
think
say
we're
Nicky
done with our arguments.
loves
If you guys
his-
liked what you
yeah.
heard
I
today,
didn't. Okay, well,
we're about to be done. We just got to end it.
I mean, I
please-
guess Okay,
well, no,
sure.
we have a minute left. And what are we gonna do?
I mean,
We
okay.
could start
rate and
another.
review.
We could do another.
We could start another one.
recording.
It's
Let's do
just
another-
that
let's not
I
rush
feel
it.
like it
We're-
didn't naturally.
Whatever.
Okay, let's
What do you wanna
yeah,
say
let's
more?
get another one up. Let's get another
All
one.
right. All right.
We'll
all right.
we'll make it quick.
not
We
worth it.
obviously won't go the whole
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah,
Let's get
and this
another
is
one.
all staying in the podcast. All this.
As
I'm
always.
gonna-
as always.
I'm gonna leave this one just to get the next one started.
Yeah. Let's just leave this one.
Okay. Do.
Oh shoot!
I remember.
I can't start. The
Oh, is there a
meeting. You
limit?
have to do it. Oh,
Oh, you weren't.
It said-
Do.
Said I could do it in 9 minutes.
Why were you able to do the other one?
I don't
That's
know.
weird. I'm gonna put this in the private chat.
Wow, we didn't get anybody joining us today.
Hey, that's
There you
okay.
are. I just sent it to the private chat.
All right,
Listener.
alrighty, there we are. Open. Join. What the heck? Okay, where are we? Where are you? Let's see. Oh, there you are. Join with computer.
You want to
audio.
record this on your end, Nicky?
Or you got to make me the host if it allows you to. By the way, having that chat makes this
Wait, hold
a
on.
lot
Hold on,
faster.
hold on, let's just.
It
I'm
does.
just saying it makes
does.
makes
I
this
agree
a
with
lot
that.
Oh,
faster.
that's true. Yeah, having that chat does make it much better. All right, Nicky, your host.
Do.
Did you get it?
Wait, what was that you were singing there, Nico?
That's the song. That's the Donna song.
Oh, okay. some reason I thought you were singing some sort of jazz thing.
It's that
All right.
that, or if you'll remember, it's got like a very jazzy kind of like 1920s horn section.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Everybody's
Okay,
got it.
I got it.
I
You got it.
I got it. I do like. I like how we kind of came up with the ultimate argument at the end there. Actually, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. What was
Right
it?
where we were about to-
What was it?
Well, just that.
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
the fact that
comparing it to the
she-
Beatles,
yeah.
and the fact that she is able to re-record and people are in support of that idea, and that she'll be able to sell just as much in her new recordings. It shows that how
And there's no idea of loss, like quality loss.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
anything.
There's no. Yeah, exactly. It means that those old recordings are replaceable. That they don't matter that
Yeah.
much. You know.
It's completely plastic.
It is saying something that, and I am saying this as a fan of 60s and 70s music, but we are still completely engrossed in watching footage of the Beatles from the 60s, as evidenced by the Get Back documentary footage.
Sure, but you can't
Well,
speak for everybody there.
You can't speak
Obviously.
for everybody.
I
And
know,
also,
but
the
I'm
Beatles
saying-
are also an
I'm saying
unusual.
I cannot imagine people wanting to sit and watch a 3-part documentary series about. I'm kind of mincing my words.
Oh,
here
well,
because
you're mistaken. You're mistaken there.
I was going to say
Yeah.
you're mistaken.
People
are
would
absolutely willing.
watch.
People
yeah.
do watch.
Wasn't there a documentary about her like came out?
Yeah, I
It was
think
like,
so.
she broke
All right,
the internet
that's
all
getting
that
cut.
stuff.
Not
Editing
correct.
that one
That's
out.
not correct.
No, you already said it.
No, we
Sorry.
keep it in.
Keep it
Just
in.
keep it
Sorry,
in.
keep it in.
No. But,
Okay.
But
Close your
personally,
closing
I could
argument.
not see. I could not. Oh, maybe I could watch that actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I'd be interested
Now
to
that it's
see.
done.
I think I'd be more interested in watching that than listening to the music. I'm just kidding.
That's
Maybe I'm
true.
not.
Just to like get a sense of like what this is all about. Anyway.
Well, I would. Here's the thing: is You're right, Nickon. I cannot get a sense of the real person behind the music.
Right. Right.
I don't know.
and I think that's part of the
cannot see-
appeal
No, but I think that's
for middle.
Then I actually respect her more.
Middle
Actually.
America. No,
No,
I
I
think
don't.
I think it's like you don't get a sense of like. It just doesn't feel like there's anything beneath the surface, and I think that's why it's popular because people the average person is. It's gonna be condescending. I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. They're not seeking depth, and that's why she's popular. And that's I guess
it's interesting you're saying that. She would most people would her fans consider her music true art or just fun
Of
music
course,
to
they
sing
absolutely
along and
do.
dance to?
No, I think they think
Really?
it's true art, and that actually gets into a weird territory too, where it's like
What is art?
even
Yeah,
even yes, the whole what is art thing. So I don't know. Let's close it up because we're just
Look,
tracking.
Okay. In actuality,
we're dragging ourselves.
all of us
I
don't
know,
get
it's like, what are we-
it. But the way I would close is
Yeah,
we should all be more open-minded and give her music a fair shot. We'll all listen to at least one album by her, as hard as it is going to be for us to get through.
Yeah,
Let's try to do it, and
let's try to do it.
Come back on a future episode and express what our actual opinions are on what we had listened to.
Yeah, and in the interest of coverage, it was fun if like each of us picked a different album, so we could come back and do.
I was going to say that's an interesting idea, but I think
assuming he has more albums. I
Is
don't
that a
know
good
how many
idea? 'Cause
albums
it
he
just-
has.
I will say this, guys. There was one song I heard on the radio before by her, and I thought, at that moment, I thought, I get this. Like, this song is catchy. I get this.
You do? Yeah. So
I can't remember what the song was.
Fearless. But these, like, her second album's name is Fearless. It's like, get over yourself. Get over yourself.
Well, Nickon, though,
I know.
you
I
could
know.
argue
I know.
that she
well,
has
it's actually
been-
not about
she
get
has
over
been
yourself. It's also
dragged-
something that is so a meaningless,
10 albums.
fearless. What a
Jeez.
basic name for an album.
Nickon,
actually.
you could
So-
argue,
No, of
like,
course. It's
she's
very
been
valid.
dragged through the mud, even by her contemporaries like Kanye West, who's been totally rude to her. You know,
Oh, he was
and
rude to her in that one instance. I don't know if he's
no,
in
not
rude.
one
No,
instance,
it's two instances.
multiple.
Oh, really?
Instances. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really? I don't know.
First, she interrupted her
well,
speech at the
Well.
VMAs, and then he like wrote a diss track about her, and
Good.
asked. But he
Good.
initially,
No, I don't condone
no.
that.
He called her
No,
up.
diss
and
tracks are
asked
a
if it
healthy
was
part
okay.
of hip hop history.
She's not part of hip hop though.
He
yeah, but you know.
no. You're not
okay,
getting
we'll
the
go
full
on, keep
story
going.
here, Nico.
Okay, keep going. Yeah.
He
okay.
called her up and said, "Hey, I'm going to release this song. I just want to make sure you're okay with all these lyrics." And
Uh-huh.
she said, "Yeah, do you have to call me the B word though?" And he's like, "No, I don't have to. I can take that out." And you know what? He released it with the B word in there. Like,
I mean,
why'd you even call her up, you know?
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, that's not very punk rock. Calling someone up to say
Well,
I'm
I
releasing
actually think
this
the
track.
B word is one of the harshest words to call a woman. I think that people should
Okay,
use.
well, this is a different topic altogether, which could be interesting actually, because I don't know, I can see myself
interesting, yeah.
arguing for the use of the B word. It's just I could see myself arguing for the use of any word.
We should have a woman on
Um,
that episode.
Of course, yeah. It's
Well, it depends on the context.
You know what's funny though about this
As-
podcast
yeah.
is we are three, straight guys who
Yeah.
talk about all these issues.
So
that
we're not
maybe-
allowed to talk about stuff. Like we're only
That's the
supposed to talk
point. Yeah. See,
straight
again,
male experiences.
No.
and-
I'm
right,
I'm,
that's right,
I'm
Nickon. We
cool
should
with
be
it.
able to
I'm
talk
cool
about
with it,
stuff.
but I'm saying
Yeah.
that other people might view it as
That's okay.
like
Other people
no,
don't have
hey,
to be one
look,
of our
hey,
4 audience
I'm
members.
right there with you, Nickon.
We're trying to get more audience members. That's what we're trying
Of
to stir
course
up
we are.
controversy here.
I know,
We need
exactly.
to lean
B
into
word,
it.
We need to lean into
B word
being
this
some
and B
villainous
word that,
episode.
baby. All right. Are we?
All right, you guys. Again, if you enjoyed what you heard and watched today, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, rate and review us on whatever podcast platform you're listening to on, and give us a follow. We'd really appreciate it.
And follow us on Instagram
At
Splitting Hairs Podcast.
that's right.
Or you can follow
That is right.
me, Nicky, at Max and Nicky, or Nickon at.
Yeah,
Is it just
whatever.
Nickon
doesn't matter.
Hamati? Is that
It
what it is?
doesn't matter.
You can say it.
I
if
think
you
it's like
want.
Nikon.
For the
I don't
four
know
people
what
are
it is. I think
listening.
it-
Come
I,
on.
think I don't know what it is. I think it's my name. I think it's Nikon C Hamati.
I think it's
don't know.
Nikon C Hamati.
Oh, Nikon
think
C
it is.
Hamati.
I think so. I think so.
And
Just look it up. Just
again, real
Google
quick,
it.
just
Look it up.
Make sure
Google
to-
Just
it.
look. Yeah.
check out our new EP, our new Silhouette City EP. Who do you want to be? We really appreciate your patronage on that.
It is a great listen. Don't sleep on it.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Splitting Hairs with Max, Nicky, and Nikon. See you later.
Bye bye.
All right.
All right.
Boy.
That's another one in the books.
I mean, that is a topic that would rile